Hi, I'm Anne, and today I want to share with you about signs from the universe. So people who are not already on the spiritual path don't really know about how the universe can talk to us or support us, but you're still getting the signs anyway. So once you become aware of them, it becomes much easier to know if you're taking the right course. But I also want to share with you that as you progress along this journey, things change and the universe starts to let you go on your own a little bit more. So I'll share what happened for me. So when I first started the journey, I was a complete skeptic, didn't know anything about spirituality, and basically it took me a long time to start to understand it and to really trust it. So I think the first modules that I started to learn were about the law of attraction and how we create what we're thinking about, and we can ask the universe for support. So by the universe, I mean the energy around us, something higher than us, whether you call it God, the universe, spirit, whatever works for you, it's there to support us. And I remember doing the law of attraction and being told that if you want to be shown a sign that you're doing the right thing or you're on the right path, then ask for a white feather. So I could then go on my journey. I'm asking for what I want. I'm looking for the white feathers. Sometimes I'd see them and I think, has a bird dropped that feather and that's why it's there? So there was always that, doubt or that mistrust there. And then I started to ask for other signs and things, and for a little while the signs would be there if it was the right thing for me to do and the right next steps to take. But I think after about a year of doing that, the signs started to dry up when I was asking for them. And there's hundreds of books being wrote on this topic, so you'll be able to go and find more information about it. But what happened for me is the signs started to dry up. So then I went through a phase of really thinking that the universe didn't support me, it wasn't there, it didn't have my back, all of these things. Why does this work for other people and not for me? All of the ego things came in about why the signs weren't there. And what I started to realize was, as I was evolving on my spiritual journey, the universe pulls back a bit and says, you're actually here as a spirit having a human experience, and it's up to you to have that free choice and free will to decide whether you go for something or not. We're there to support you, but we're not there to hold your hand all the way along, so that every decision you're making is now based on whether we're supporting you with that. So what started to happen for me was that I call them breadcrumbs. I'd start to get breadcrumbs in place of feathers or whatever else I was asking for. And what I meant by that was someone would say something to me and I probably wouldn't really take much notice of it. And then someone else would mention the same thing. And I'd think, oh, someone else has mentioned that to me. I'll give you an example. One time I wanted to work, I was looking for a new coach and what I needed to do, excuse me, and people started to mention his name to me, and I'd never heard of him, didn't know much about him, so didn't really think too much of it. And after the fourth person that I met mentioned this person, I was like, hang on a minute, I really need to start paying attention now, what's going on? And so I took the steps myself, don't need the universe to support me in that way anymore. I use my own judgment and my own intuition to decide what I want to be doing. And so I followed the breadcrumbs and it worked out really well working with this person. And it wasn't that I just gained skills from working with this person, I was also able to help people within his environment to also, through the work that I do, be able to help them as well. So when you're on this journey of the law of attraction and looking for signs and things, you are going to get to a stage where the universe says, okay, you need to do this a little bit more on your own. Excuse me. And so some other examples will be that I'll get people who want to work with me and then they'll say, I'll wait for a sign from the universe. And they'll be very specific of what this sign needs to be. And it could be like, I don't know, they want some money to go into their account, and they'll say that it needs to be $1,000 or something like that. And what happens is they get $100 going to their account, but that's not enough. So then they're not trusting in the universe. So they want another sign. They want more money to go in, or they want, you know, more proof that this actually works, or they're on the right journey. And so they're no longer listening to their own inner guidance, their own soul, and they're waiting for outside experiences and signs to help them along. And once they do dry up, because we're always evolving, we're always on a growth path, you can feel quite alone if you've been so like needy of these outside signs. So just notice, are you getting breadcrumbs fed to you? Are there things that you're seeing that you haven't been seeing before, but now it's becoming quite a regular occurrence? Or, you know, have you got someone or different people saying to you the same thing over and over again? If these things are happening, it's really time for you to trust and to, you know, follow the breadcrumbs, see what happens. If you're, you know, I get people who just say to me, I hadn't heard of you before, but then I saw your event and I kept seeing your event coming up, and so I booked a ticket and now they're working with me. Or they just hear of someone, you know, mention me, and then someone else will mention me to them, and then they follow up and take, you know, action. And that's what it's really about. It's about us taking action, trusting in ourselves, following the breadcrumbs, and creating the magic and the life that we really truly deserve. I hope this video helps you. Remember, we're all on a journey. The signs are always there. It's just whether we're awake to them or not, and how much awareness we're putting into it, how much trust we're giving ourselves to keep on this journey, keep moving forward, and really creating the magic that we deserve.